Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our weekly grants roundup. We've got four new grants to tell you about today. I'm really excited, as always, to be here with you. And thanks to everyone who's tuned in early. So I'll give a quick intro here on what we're going to focus on today. But as always, I love hearing where you're watching from, especially for all of you who've tuned in early. I'll give you shout outs. Where are you watching from, city and state? We've got 5K grant to tell you about. One 5K grant program, actually two $5,000 grant programs, one $25,000 grant program, and one $50,000 grant program. So 5Ks, 25K, 50K grant programs, and our bonus $1,000 grants as well. I'll tell you how you can quickly enter. So some of these have deadlines within the next week. I'm going to start with the ones with upcoming deadlines, but got a great webinar for you today. We're going to keep this to around 30 minutes and go through all of these grants and loans and answer your questions. So really excited. I want to start before I give shout outs to where you're all watching from. As you know, all of these grants I'm going to talk about today are on the Skip app and the Skip dashboard. Tens and tens of thousands of you have been trying the latest version of our app. Just search Skip Fund Your Business in the App Store and Google Play. We have a new app version that's going live. It will be available in 2 days to all of you. That'll have even more grant and funding insights. So really excited about that. You can view all of your grants, track them, apply for them, get help with them. So those are all on the app. The second thing I want to share with everyone, this is a big deal for those of you who follow us on webinars. Right now we're live right here, the weekly new grants drop, but any upcoming webinars are going to be listed here. And this just went live. I'm really proud of the team. I mean, just a huge effort here. For example, tomorrow, Wednesday at 3 p.m., the same time here, 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be joined by a colleague. We're going to be talking about websites, whether you have a website or you don't have a website. If you have one and you want to really grow your traffic, join us for that. It's going to be an incredible webinar, how to launch and grow your website. If you're interested, go to your dashboard here. You can see details, click reserve a spot. Same thing on Thursday. I'm going to be talking about SBA funding tips. There's still EIDL questions a lot of you have. I'm talking about that. And also the SBA 7A loans. Last week, I did a video on the major SBA 7A loan changes. It's a big deal. And this may be a good time for you to rethink loans for your business. There's pros and cons there, especially given this piece that came out yesterday in the Wall Street Journal, how these Fed rates are hurting small business owners because of rising interest rates. I'm going to go into that, things to consider, grants versus loans, and some tips. That's going to be really informative if you are a business owner who is still looking for funding. So that's what's upcoming, and all of those are on the Skip. You can see these on the Skip dashboard here. See all the grants on the Skip app. Okay, shout outs to Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Boulder, Pennsylvania, Houston, Oklahoma, Memphis, and Chicago. Where else? We've got a few folks from Chicago, from Birmingham, from Marva, Alabama, Columbus, and we've got another folks from Alabama, Jersey, Houston, so Maryland. Great to see so many of you, as always. And before you do anything else, we're going to get into grants, but do us a favor and hit the like button. And so other small business owners can find out about this information. So, and shout out to Orangeburg, Ohio, Atlanta. Where else are you watching from? Okay, I want to start with the grants in the order that they're due. You can see I've got tabs here at the top. I'm going to run through them. And some of these links are in the description. So the first one that is due, you need to apply by Monday, Memorial Day. You can literally do in a few seconds, is our $1,000 grants. It's our, we do this every month. We donate our YouTube revenue back to you. And we're doing $2,000 grants this month. Still, odds are good. Odds are better than a lot of other programs. Literally click the link in the description and you're entered. If you see this here on your dashboard, you are entered for next Tuesday's drawing. 1 week from today, we're picking winners, $1,000 grant winners. Oh, before I forget, last week I said I'm going to ship someone a mug personally who tuned in, and at least one. So the first winner we've emailed, Sharon. So congratulations to Sharon. I'm going to send you a Skip mug, but we may pick a few more winners soon. You get a Skip mug, and maybe Skip hoodies we'll do in the future as well. So that's our $1,000 grants. How many of you have applied for our $1,000 grants? Obviously, if you're a Skip member, we automatically enter you into our grants every single month. So I wonder how many of you have been applied. And I know a few of you watching today have won grants. In fact, next week, I'll share a little clip of one of last month's winner. I love, one of the things I always do is I'll connect with the winners personally over video. So great to see so many of you have been entering our grants, Tabby and Marva. Okay, so that's the first one. Now let me go to the next one that's due, and then I'm going to get to the new $50,000 one. This is the brand new Famous Amos Cookies is back with their new grant program. That's a big one, but I'll start with the next easy one that is also due on May 31st. You can literally do it in a few seconds. It's the Small Business Sweepstakes, open to any business, to celebrate Small Business Month, which I guess is May. They're giving away $5,000. And I talked about this a few weeks ago, but I haven't since then. And fill out the application, keep an eye out for additional ways to earn entries. But look, here's the page. Small Business Sweepstakes, enter to win. Again, it's more of a sweepstakes thing. The organization seems legit. We looked into this, so not much to lose. Yes, they're going to get their email. They're going to get your email. They'll probably retarget you, but you can put in your name, email, phone number, your type of business name, website, business description, and the only question here: what would your business do with 5K? Click I've read and agreed, and click submit. 1 entry per business owner. So that's a quick one. 5K deadline is next Tuesday, May 31st. How many of you have already applied for that? Great to hear. And that's great. Okay, so some of you are saying that you've already applied for this. So that's the second one. We've got 3 more. And then, of course, I want to answer any questions folks have on any of these grants. And by the way, one of the things we may start, would love to hear your feedback here in the comments. A private channel, either before these webinars on another video or on Slack, somewhere else, where we can have a discussion. This may be for members, may be more open to the Skip community, since a lot of you, even if you're not a Skip member, you're still a part of our community. Was that something you'd be interested in as a way to interact more behind the scenes, to talk with other small business owners? It's kind of like what many of you do in the comments already, but share if you'd like to have some more interaction time prior or after these public lives. Would love to hear. So that's the index one. Again, all these links on the app and the dashboard. I want to talk about Comcast Rise. This is in limited cities. It's still a good one. It's for minority and women-owned businesses or entrepreneurs. The application's open on June 1st, so these open on Wednesday. So you can keep these in mind. Here's how the page looks. And you can read about their mission, why they're doing what they're doing, eligible small businesses. So flag this. If you are in Baltimore, Detroit, Memphis, Philadelphia, or Portland, I think some of you are representing these cities. You can apply for this. Baltimore, Detroit, Memphis, Philly, and Portland, Oregon. You can apply for this. So if you're in one of those cities, or you know someone, you have a friend, a colleague, family member who's in one of the cities, who's an entrepreneur, feel free to tell them. And all right. And then someone asked a question on registering, creating an account. No, you don't need to have a special invite code to create a free account. So don't worry about that. If you want to put one in, you can put in rider invite as well. Sometimes we run promos from time to time where that means something, but if you don't need to have a special promo code as of today. Creative Expressions Grips, good to see you. You asked, I only see Skip Small Business March Madness 2023, but not the May grant from Skip. My question would be, are you looking on the dashboard, the website, or on the app? You should be able to see it when you go to view all, either on the app or the website, and scroll down. I think it's around, this varies per person, but for most people, you'll see this around 6 or 7 down. If you don't see it, let us know here or email our team, hello@helloskip.com. By the way, shout out to our amazing team. If you ever have questions, whether you're a member or not, they do a fantastic job. hello@helloskip.com. We're here to help you get funding, grow your business, answer questions, and they do a lot of the content and research as well. So huge shout out to them. If you ever learn about grant programs, just want to give this plug, or grants, you can always email tips@helloskip.com. That's our hotline. And if we like what you have to say, we'll even invite you on. We've been inviting on a lot of guests into these lives. We'll have a guest next week joining me on our Tuesday live when we pick our $1,000 grant winners. Okay, so we've covered 3 grants so far. If you're tuning in late, you can watch the recording later or check the description here or go to the app. So the second one is the America's Top Small Business. This was one of the most popular grants from 2022. It's done by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Let me show you how it looks on the Skip dashboard. America's Top Small Business 2023, $25K grant from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Apply by July 7th. It's open now. I'm looking at our internal dashboard. I can see it's popular already. And so it's pretty quick to do. You go to the application here. You'll get to a page that looks like this. Create an account very quickly. And you'll get here. So you have to choose the category, the name of your business. There's around 4 or 5 steps. I'm not going to go through it all. It's fairly straightforward. And that's from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. But all completed applications for this program will compete for the grand prize, which is America's Top Small Business Award of the Year, $25K cash prize. And how they're doing it is they'll choose 10 small businesses in each of the 7 U.S. regions. And the top scoring small business in each of those 7 regions will then be named a finalist. And one finalist will win America's Top Small Business of the Year award. So keep that in mind. You've got some geography competition here. So if you do share this, don't share it with someone, on the opposite coast or wherever you're located. Some more shout outs to Washington, North Carolina. Good to see you all. Reginald asks, how do I become a member? On our website, helloskip.com. And I think in the header, it says, get funding or something like that. And you can see our membership options. And even on the app as well, you can see those options as well. So we would love to help you. If you want one-on-one help with these grants, funding, loans, or even business growth, that's you should get a one-on-one membership. A lot of you watching are one-on-one members. We have an amazing team there. And we're doing a lot more on business coaching. In fact, I will show you, if you're curious about business coaching, our latest blog post from this morning is about just why business coaching is essential for small business owners. And there's 4 things to think about when it comes to business coaching, why you may use it, pros and cons, mostly pros. But if it's something you've thought about, that's the latest on the Skip blog. You can, get a good perspective. Anyway, helps with accountability, you name it. There's a lot of great reasons there. So this is the America's Top Small Business Grant. Have any of you watching already entered this one? This, again, $25K grand prize. We've talked about the 2 other $5K grants so far and our $1,000 grants. Now, before I get into questions, I want to talk about the new one. So again, put in your questions here. I want to answer as many of them as possible. Famous Amos, not for all businesses. By the way, Index is for all businesses, and so is this one here, Top Small Business for all businesses. So there are no demographic restrictions. For Comcast Rise, there's geographic restrictions. It's in the 5 cities I already mentioned. I can repeat those later. But for Famous Amos, this is for, I believe, Black-owned businesses, and Ingredients for Success grant application. So let me go through it here. They use a type form that they've embedded on their site. Many of you are familiar with the type forms we use. So you'd start with personal info, and we'll run through it quick. I'll put in some information, but then you need to put in a short bio about yourself, and an email address for you, and then some business info. So all these are similar to what every grant application has: your info, your business info, and then a few short answer questions. But it's a type form, so there's no surprises here. There's no surprises here. Let me go over the criteria. Should have started here. So do you qualify? You have to put down any business owners here: the business name, the legal postal business address, the official business email, the tax ID number for the business. So if you're sole prop, your SSN; if you're legal entity, your EIN, if you have employees, and a business overview, no more than 250 words max, links to your business website and social channels, and a video uploaded 90 to 120-second elevator pitch video. So we've gone over this for a lot of you. And in fact, what we'll probably do next week is maybe an in-depth reminder how to do a video about your business, because I think it's a great skill. And a lot of the grant applications now have this. First, write out your story, introduction, why you started your business, what your business does, what challenges you've overcome, how you're helping people, how your business is helping people, how you're helping people in your community, and what you'll do with the grant money. Those are typically like the 5 or 6 questions you should address when doing a pitch video. So this is the Famous Amos. You can read the terms and conditions if you want, but let me show you where it is right here. $50,000 grants to Black small business owners. Along with capital, winners will receive resources and tools provided by the National Black Chamber of Commerce to drive sustainable growth and success. So priority for businesses in operation for 5 years or less. Businesses must be at least 90% Black owned. Businesses must be headquartered in the US. You need to apply by June 26th. So there you go. Anyone apply for this yet or already tracking it on the Skip dashboard? Tabby asks a great question here. I've noticed some of these applications ask for a headshot. Is a professional photo necessary? No, it's not. But it should be more than like a selfie that where your hand is cut off, if possible. So if you do have a friend, especially with phones these days, whether you have an iPhone or Android, the photo quality is fine, is great actually. So you can have a friend take a photo of you if you have a storefront or place of work, a photo of you with a nice clean background, or in front of a store, in front of your computer. Maybe give yourself a few options, Tabby. So if you don't have someone, obviously, a selfie could work. But if you have someone who can, or you can set it and set the timer. But great reminder. I think a lot of people forget about that. Having an updated one is also important. So there you go. And is the Ingredients for Success a nonprofit? I don't believe it is for nonprofits, but let's take a quick look at the terms here. If it says, I don't remember. I think it needs to be a single business enterprise with a separate legal entity. It doesn't say anything about nonprofits. Usually that means that. Well, I don't want to assume. So, I'll get back to that. I'll get back to you, Tabby, on this. Everhard family says, I can't wait to win a Skip grant. Absolutely. So for those of you who tuned in late, our Skip grants we're giving out next Tuesday, like we do the last Tuesday of every month, like we've been doing for years. And so, sometimes we do smaller grants just so people can win something, increase the odds. And it's really rewarding to hear your stories, when I get to talk to the winners. So congrats to everyone who's won past Skip grants. And that link, well, you can always find out about our grants, the latest at helloskip.com/1K. Every month we update that page. It's got the latest grant information. So, and it's free to enter. So thanks for that, Everhard. Let's see. Thanks, Frank, for being a subscriber for over a year. You've never gotten a grant. Can you be considered this time around? Yeah, if you're entered, if you go to your Skip dashboard and see, for example, for the Skip May grant, and you're entered, you're in it. So you're in the drawing next week. And in a perfect world, we could help, everyone would win, but it is competitive. But hang in there. I'm confident you'll win one of these days. So those are the 5 new grants. All of those are on the Skip dashboard. Just to repeat, our $1,000 grants apply by Monday. The small biz sweepstakes apply by Tuesday. This is literally the form. You can do it in 5 minutes. And the Comcast Rise program opens next Wednesday. In these 5 cities: Baltimore, Detroit, Memphis, Philly, and Portland, Oregon. So that opens next Wednesday. So if you can add it on Skip now, and so you don't miss out, you can seize the moment when it goes live. Then we've got the Chamber of Commerce one. You can run through probably in 30 minutes. In fact, I'll do an in-depth video on this probably within the next week. And by the way, before I talk about this last one, did anyone apply for the Amazon Small Business Grant? It was due on Sunday, so it was due 2 days ago. Incredibly popular. How many of you applied for that one? What we saw was amazing. Thousands of you on Skip had it on your radar and applied. And don't forget, if you were tracking it on Skip and you did apply, update your status on the Skip dashboard. So it's something like, if you've applied for something, go back to update status and mark applied, and you'll get confetti like that. So if that's not a reason to update the status, I'm not sure what is. And so thanks, Creative Expressions and Gifts. I'm so glad for Skip. I've been blessed to receive a $10,000 grant last year. If it wasn't for Skip, I wouldn't have known about it. As always, thank you, and congrats again on winning that Google, I believe was the Google grant. Good to see some of you applied for Amazon. I'm really glad that program was back. And if you did miss the Amazon one, I think Amazon's going to do this twice a year, because the first one they did was last year, I think Q3. So I'm optimistic they'll come back with an Amazon grant, maybe in the fall. So stay tuned for that. And the Verizon one, yes, thanks for mentioning this one. The Verizon Small Business Grant was also a big one that was due recently. So hopefully many of you have success with these grants. One of the things I do want to say is that not every week there going to be a handful of new grant programs, right? Obviously, we can create grants ourselves, which we're trying to do. We're partnering with some corporate sponsors to do more. Those take a little while to set up, but our team hunts and hunts and hunts across the U.S. to find out about new grants. So if it's out there, we're going to find it. And if we miss something, please tell us or email us, tips@helloskip.com. I do want to mention this. Many of you have seen this recently. It's taking a while to load here, but when you log into the dashboard, now we're going to start filtering opportunities based on what you're eligible for. So you'll get to see this update profile. You put in whatever you feel comfortable with, your race or ethnicity, because some grants are race and ethnicity specific, your gender, because some grants are gender specific, if you identify in one of the following groups, and what you're interested in. So if you're only interested in grants and not loans, you can mark that here. But if you're also interested in loans, you can mark that here too. And speaking of loans, a plug for the 7A, because I announced last week the SBA made some major rule changes on the SBA 7A program. These are rolling out in the next few months, but the long of the short is it will be quicker and faster for you to apply with lenders. More lenders will be approved, increasing accessibility, and more lenders will be willing to work with you if you're looking for smaller loan amounts. So in the past, many lenders would say, oh, $150,000, it's not worth their time to work with you on getting that 7A loan. But because of these rule changes, it will be more worthwhile for smaller dollar amounts. Many of you I know could use $50K, $100K, $150. I mean, that's could make a big impact in your business. So keep your eye on 7A either now or in the future. Still think it's a great program, despite interest rates being high. The Fed may increase rates again in June. Still TBD on what they'll do there, but eventually interest rates will come down, and so it just requires a little patience. So there you have it. And if you didn't put in where you're watching from, would love to hear. I'll give a few more shout outs, but really appreciate everyone who's tuned in and continues to support everything we do, and the new webinars page here too. So if you hadn't seen it yet, tomorrow I'm talking about how to launch and grow a website with my colleague David. I hope to see many of you there. Really, even if you have a website, we'll give some tips on how to grow it. I mean, the website is arguably your most powerful asset. Full stop. So we're going to give an intro there, some things that you should absolutely know. And then Thursday, I'll talk about more SBA. If you have questions on 7A, like I just mentioned, or EIDL, believe it or not, we still get a lot of EIDL questions, especially on lowering payments, extending lowered payments. So I'll answer all those on Thursday. And, for anyone who's tuned in late, you can always watch the replay here as well. Since when you click refresh right now, you can now watch the replay right here. So as always, thanks everyone for tuning in live. It's great to see so many of you here in the comments. Really appreciate it. Hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday and a great rest of the week. I hope to see many of you tomorrow or Thursday on our webinars, or if not this week, a week from today, when we pick our $1,000 grant winners live. Till then, thanks everyone. Have a great afternoon.